You're welcome back. This is Breakfast Daily. Time now to zoom into our communities to look at issues that are happening, things that need authorities to address. Now we go to the northern region, to Bimbilla Senior High School. Now remember that sometime this year in March, we brought you a report on the deplorable state of the senior high school. Now that school, senior high school, is the only one serving that community. Now from dormitories to dining hall to you name it, it was quite appalling. You know, the state in which students have to study, where they had to eat, where they had to sleep. Now we have had to revisit that story. We'll be telling you why. But first, let's take a look at the report we brought to you in March. It was put together by our Northern Regional Correspondent, Mohammed Alabira. When we come back from that report, we'll tell you why we've had to go back to Bimbilla to take a look again at that story.
Bimbilla Senior High School, established in 1981, was a day secondary school until 2007, when it was converted to a boarding school. The school is faced with infrastructure challenges. There is no dining hall for the students, and students take their meal in the open. In the rainy season, students are left with no option than to take their food in floodwaters or muddy space. In the dry season like this time, the students take their lunch in the scorching sun. Citi News interacted with some of the students who were about taking their lunch. They are making a passionate appeal to authorities to ensure the completion of the abandoned dining hall facility.
We need a dining hall preferred. Like we have dining hall, but we went there to complete it for us. Like rainy season or at this time, see we are suffering. So we want proper dining hall, So anytime that we have to save or take the dining, so we can get there, the proper place and sit and enjoy ourselves and come back and go to class.
We are eating in the sun, and in the rainy season, we'll come here and the rain is beating us here. So we need them to come and complete our dining hall for us, and we'll be eating there. The way we are carry bowls in and out, we are tired about it. So we are begging them to come and complete the things for us. And when we send the bowls there, we must eat there and wash our hands there and come to class.
The new dining hall is still under construction, and we need help to come and complete it for us so that we will not be suffering carrying bowls along. And we have challenges around us here. As the place that is in the food we normally sometimes, I would say sometimes, because it's the pantries who always help us to chase the animals away. Sometimes the animals interrupt, have a causing us some problems, and we don't like it.
As now, the sun is beating us. If there is rain, we'll be standing here and the rain is beating us. We don't have any control unless if the rain stops and we will now come and take our food. Maybe it will get late before we take the food.
The dining hall has been under construction for the last 10 years, appears abandoned. The kitchen women who say they go through challenges in preparing food for the students also call for the completion of the dining hall facility.
Yeto abdiane, yeto amami ne biane pasanzana miyina. Nto suante. Dozo to suhur gomanti ne man suhura sanzana abuzom na on pa solo. Yina to suante. Kata dining man on dining katle tumda.
Kata dining nimbe pesa ma kar male. Kata kulni mane ka yunu ngo shango ma. Kar blam buti chengo. Kata du urban kahatir bi ma da ma de kulun dance ma zapa ndala koma. Ankihimbu mama. Tiyal musirle no kunye shelembala.
Fula yung pamba na sanzana ma. Nuto danin wama. Bakwa ma dana wal palong ma katokul den. Yunu ngo sa ma ko blam buti. Sa ma ko mo kunya ta problem. Da ku peran pi in the bom kata dura bandir ka. To run so bis non yom katokul dana wal palene. Tele telaga sabule.
The project is a get fund project. Although the student population has increased over the years, there is no commensurate infrastructure to accommodate them. Students are congested in the dormitories, which are also in a deplorable state. Students say Their health is in danger as they could contract diseases. Mosquitoes and dust invade the dormitories, making life difficult for students. Some of the students tell Citi News that several complaints made to the authorities to address the situation has not yielded any results.
When it just rains, water will come in. You have to run out with your mattresses and chop boxes. And as this time, mosquitoes, everywhere you go, there's mosquitoes. And Hamatan season, there's a lot of wind. The wind always blow in, and we can't sleep. If you are going to sleep, they say we should put on, what is the name? Mosquito nest. If you put it in, it can protect him because the wind will be blowing whilst the mosquito nest will be racing. In our dormitories, the fans they put in, they are not working. And somebody may say our dormitories, because there is no louvers, air will always come in.
Free air.
We don't have free air. It is only the dust that blow in. And inhaling the dust will cause a problem for you.
When Citi News contacted the school management, they acknowledged the situation but added that there are plans to fix the problem. Citi News checks indicate that since July last year, government has not paid the recurrent fund to the school, therefore making it difficult for the management to take any maintenance.
Right, so that was the state of the Bimbilla Senior High School, that's Bimbisek, as far back as March. Now, Nana, we often talk about patriotism, and the fact that don't ask what your country can do for you, ask what you can do for your country. But sometimes you also fail to realize that love is reciprocal. I mean, naturally, if I'm getting some love for you, unless, of course, there's wizardry involved, naturally, you will also give it back.
Yeah.
But if this is where you have to study, this is the condition under which you have to study, really, where would the patriotism be?
Exactly. And I mean, watching this report, if this does not prick your conscience, then I'm not sure what kind of human being you are. But I have qualms with this because there's an education directorate in the districts that the school is situated. There is a regional education directorate. Then you come down to Accra, where you have the GES itself. Are they saying that over the period, they've not received reports of the state of the school? The DCE in the area, no one has written to him about the conditions prevalent in the school.
And these people go on inspections.
Exactly. They go on a tour every new term, and they go and make big speeches and that's it. And then they'll come and tell us that we are in this together. If we are in this together, what schools are your children attending?
Exactly.
Under what conditions are your children studying? You see, and some of these people have benefited of the education system here in Ghana, but not in these conditions.
Exactly.
So I just think it is not fair that we're taking children out of their homes from the care of their parents and putting them through some of these conditions and expect them to learn and come out with life.
Exactly.
How do they even be competitive?
You see, sometimes I ask myself, why would I be at home, in a safer environment and go to school in a dangerous environment, So really, are you not better off staying home? Because look at where their meals have been prepared, in the middle of water, in the middle of mud. This is where they are. You have the students, we have to eat in the open under the scorching sun. When it rains, it's another story altogether.
And at night when they are supposed to rest after learning, they have mosquitoes to contend with.
But look at their dormitories. But anyway, don't we say that TV get results? So after airing this report, in fact, March wasn't the first time that we reported on this, a good Samaritan has decided, to bring some respite to students and teachers of the Bimbilla Senior High School. Now, let's take a look at this report. When we come back, we'll look at the good works, that some Ghanaians are really doing.
Bimbilla Senior High School, Bimbisek, established in 1982, is the only senior high school in Bimbilla in the Nanumba North Municipality. Currently, it has a student population of 2,350. The school initially was a day school, but was transformed to a boarding facility by the Kufuor administration. The expectation was that the conversion would be accompanied by the required infrastructural development. The school currently has no proper administration block. Also, some classrooms have been converted to a dormitory for students. Interestingly, construction of a decent dining hall block, which started in 2013, is yet to be completed, leaving students to eat their meal in the open. Currently, some classrooms have been converted to serve as dining hall. At the last report by Citi News, students were seen complaining about the deplorable nature of their dormitory and were appealing to philanthropists and organizations to come to their aid. An old boy of the school, Alhaji Suleimana Nashiru, who said he was touched by the plight of the students, has responded to the call. He has renovated the boys' dormitory. Assistant headmaster of the school, on behalf of the headmaster, expressed their expectation for the good gesture and has promised an efficient management of the facility.
We are very grateful to you for your deep sense of responsibility and kindness to this magnitude. You can see from the faces of our students excitement, and this means that they will put the building into good use. Chief, I want to assure you, the Ghanaian culture of maintenance will not happen here. We want to assure you that there will be absolute maintenance for this particular building. We will ensure that we maintain it regularly and prolong its lifespan.
The PTA chairman, whilst urging others to come to the aid of the school, thanked the philanthropists for the good work done.
Fortunately, we have been assisted by a former student, Mr. Alaji Nashiru Suleimana. We are so grateful to him, and we want this appreciation to reach him through Mbabana and Bena. They are always with him. Unfortunately, we cannot meet him. He is not the only person we have to appreciate, but so many, because they have already done so much. But unfortunately, I was not around as PTA chairman. But today I am here, and on behalf of my parents and everybody, we are appreciative. We are so much grateful.
Some students who could not hide their joy also spoke to Citi News.
Ever since we came to this school, this house has been the most ugliest house, if I may say. We have been teased by friends and others, but today we are very happy. We thank our happiness, we thank Almighty Allah for giving us such an happiness.
Today, we are happy because the Almighty Allah give us a special man who is Mr. Nashidu. He is here to renovate our house for us. We are really thanking him and appreciating him. And we are praying for Allah to grant him more life and prosperity for us. And also we thank our headmaster. He has done a lot, and our house-masters.
Following this, the ladies also want the girls' dormitory to get some attention. Osman Rahinatu Kama is the assistant girls' prophet.
In the girls' dormitory, please, we are facing many challenges. Apart from the one coming to visit the girls' dormitory, the transformer is not good in the girls' dormitory. Due to that, we don't sleep well, and we also go to the class sleeping, so we can't concentrate in the class to do some lessons. And also the bed baths. The bed baths are disturbing us a lot in the night, so we can't sleep well. And in the class, we always sleep and can't concentrate in class. And we can't also read, because if you are feeling sleepy, you know you can't read. So they are pleading that they should come to our area and get dormitories with proper fence, so that these things won't happen. I also plead that those who are doing the light will come to our aid to do.
So this is it. Some good news coming in there. So we have Mr. Suleiman, who is an old student of the Bimbilla Senior High School, coming in to renovate portions of the school. Now, you know, sometimes we call on benevolent organization, we call on people, but you really sometimes have to put so much behind you and make a certain move. Think about the benefits that students are going to be enjoying and then do the needful. So we have an old student coming in to support the school.
It's quite relieving. It brings some relief to the student body, to the management body of the school, to the parents of the students in the school, and of course the community at large. I think this is a gesture that should be emulated by others. Let's have some more philanthropists, let's have some more benevolent organizations and individuals, and of course beneficiaries of the school, like this fine gentleman who has gone back to give his widow's mite in support of grooming the next generation. It's great. We're going to go on the phone lines and speak to an old student who joined Mr. Suleiman to make that donation or presentation to the school. His name is Amadou Zakari Mustafa. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Many thanks to you for joining us this morning. I hope you're well.
Yeah, I'm doing good.
Awesome, awesome. When you went back to the school, what feeling did you get?
Yeah, so good morning to you and your cherished viewers. It's an opportunity to speak to you on this matter. And I want to start by saying a word of thanks to Mr. Nashiru, Alhaji Nashiru Suleimana, one of the illustrious sons of Nanu and an old boy, for coming to the aid of the school. I'm not too sure which particular month story was aired about the infrastructure gap situation in Bimbilla, but I'm too sure that it happened within the year. And the story really caught his attention. He engaged some of us to find a way of assisting to address the challenges. So we concluded that he could work on one of the dormitory blocks. So we settled on Bimbilla Zakari house. So a lot of support went into the renovation, and we were there yesterday, the day for yesterday, to do the handover. And you have no idea how excited the chiefs and people of the area are indeed, staff and students of the beneficiary institution.
Right.
And it's bringing a lot of relief to parents, to teachers, and the student body themselves. And on the basis of that, we want to thank Alhaji Nashiru for that support. In the course of the year, several other interventions came our way, and we think that we need to acknowledge them and still appeal for a lot more support to continue the fight. We initially received some cement, number about 200 or so bags, to help in our fence wall project to prevent encroachment and other nuisance activities. And that was done by the former Northern Regional Minister, Honorable Salfo Said. And similar support were received by other old students, the likes of Colonel Ablai Natogma Fusene, Colonel Mohammed Wumbe, among other individuals. And we also want to acknowledge the support of Chief Mabana Wumbe Zakari, who is also an old boy and is in the civil service, a senior officer at the rank of coordinator and director, among other individuals. So this support is very, very much acknowledged, and we want to use this platform to thank them. We're still using your medium to continue to appeal for support. Benevolent individuals and old boys who are quite successful should come to the aid of their alma mater. We are in a critical situation where their support is very much required.
Right. Now, for you as an old student, going back clearly must have brought back some memories. I mean, that feeling of nostalgia when you went back there. If you're comparing your time as a student, the conditions then and that of now, what would you say is the most critical need of the school as it stands? Hello?
Yeah, hello.
Right. Did you get my question?
Please come again.
Well, I'm asking that for you as an old student, going back must have brought back a lot of memories to you. If you're comparing your time as a student and now the conditions prevalent, what would you say is the most critical need of the school?
Okay, comparatively, this is an improved state. We left there in 1995. A lot of things that are happening now, we're not privileged to have them. So the students now should be celebrating if they have memory of what we went through. Nonetheless, compared to sister institutions, we feel the school is lagging behind in terms of infrastructure. The good thing is that every subject area has a master to handle. And in some situations, there are multiple. And the teaching and learning materials are available and at the disposal of the students. So looking through, it's my opinion that the students really have no reason not to perform. Nonetheless, it's also important to acknowledge the gaps in terms of infrastructure. The dormitory blocks, the girls' dormitory blocks, is not really in the best of shape. The dining hall, as you saw in your story, is also not in the best of shape that we want to appeal to the authority to come to the aid of the school. But overall, the school is in good standing to deliver quality learning outcomes, and that's my joy.
Right. Now, in your discussions or conversations with these old students, these philanthropists who want to give back to the school, I mean, what is the approach to dealing with these challenges? I mean, we know that we cannot do all at once, but we need to do proper targeting so we can derive the necessary results, as you've put it, that the students may not necessarily have an excuse to not do well.
Yeah, so understandably, if they have a proper accommodation facility, in my view, it helps to in teaching and learning that we are very much interested in. And we're also talking about a well-furnished library. What you see in there is actually not good enough to address learning gaps that we have. So if we can get support in the area of equipping the library to a standard where at least everybody can have something to learn, I think we're very much happy with. So that's it. And then internet facility these days, that's the way to go. So if we can also get support in that direction, I'm sure it will help teaching and learning.
Right. I'm asking these questions because someone may want to help, but may be wondering that whatever it is they have will not be enough. And so if we really have a targeted line, then at least they'll know that, okay, if this little contribution of mine goes towards this, then the impact will be greater thereof. That's how come I keep asking that specific projects that you are targeting within a specified time period, then you know that you're going to do this. From then, you're moving on to the next.
Yeah, basically, they are infrastructure based. The needs of the school are really central on infrastructure. So you talk about accommodation, as I mentioned, for students and their staff. Some of them, most of the staff, they are not from the area. So when they come, there's that pressure on housing them against the limited staff bungalow situation we have. So there's pressure on rent and all that. So if any intervention can come in that respect also, they have a very good place to lay their heads so that they have stable minds to be able to deliver. That will be very much appreciated. And we're also talking about the student body who are really not in the best of accommodations and all that. So if that can also be improved. And I'm saying that anybody interested in helping could come and engage, either the old student union, the school management, so that the discussion of that can really zero down on our priorities. So we can prioritize them. The challenges are many. We agree, as you indicated, that you cannot handle all at a go. So we want to prioritize. And in my view, one of the key priority areas will be the accommodation for staff and then students.
Great.
Yeah.
Yes. So from there, now we know what our priorities are. But then from the what mechanisms are we rolling out to pull persons who may have benefited from the school? Because I am of the conviction that the Bimbilla Senior High School has churned out some really distinguished individuals, some accomplished persons who will really be in a position to come back and help. So how are we getting all these people to come in? Do you have a platform that you've put out there? How are you getting these persons to come support?
Yes, happily we're able to create a WhatsApp platform and other social media handles that we're able to reach out to at least a reasonable number of our members. And that's how come we're able to receive some of this support that I mentioned earlier, the likes of the Fence Wall Project and other interventions. And so we're still in the business of reaching out to a lot more of them, literally trying to entice them to appreciate the challenges confronting their alma mater. And we're really making significant progress in that regard. We're also trying to reactivate some of the branch associations across the country. Regional capitals, we're targeting them. So all our members residing in each of the capitals, at least, we have a way of mobilizing them and drawing their attention to the challenges of the alma mater, and that is fast yielding results. We want to encourage them continue. So we're still in the membership drive, trying to market the association and the activities to attract a lot more attention. So that's a good thing. So we have homecoming activities, we have other activities that can really mobilize our members. And then through that we're able to draw their attention to some of these specific challenges. And we think that they can come to us. The entrance that you see was actually constructed by an old boy.
Oh, great.
In the person of Colonel Mohammed Wumbe.
Great stuff.
And so the fence wall, if your cameras could go, that would have seen the fence wall project. The school is a very big place of time, a very huge landmark.
Right.
And we had a challenge in the past of some encroachment issues. So the need for fence wall came up. And all that you see were actually provided by our old boys. So we hope to continue. But we want to use this platform to thank you very much for your effort in that direction. In fact, you've done creditably well in trying to bring to light the challenges facing the institution. We cannot thank you enough, actually. On behalf of students, the staff, and then the chief and people of the area, we want to thank you very much for really highlighting the situation.
All right. Thank you very much. I mean, ours is in service to God and country. And so we are happy to see that some results are coming from some of our reports. Many thanks to you. Amadou Zakari Mustafa is an old student of the Bimbilla Senior High School. And he supported, or he joined another old student, Alhaji Sulemana, to go rehabilitate or refurbish a dilapidated boys' dormitory for the school. At least now the boys can lay their heads to rest in peace at some extent. But there needs to be more work to be done in the school, because largely their challenge is infrastructure.
Yeah.
And so they need more infrastructure in the school. And so old students, I mean, PTAs, old boys associations, I mean, anyone that has benefited of the school. You may not have directly gone to the school, but perhaps you're from the community and you know the impact of education and the impact of the Bimbilla Senior High School. And so you would want to go back and support. I mean, no one is expecting anyone to wake up one day and put up a skyscraper in the school.
Of
but
course.
At least
Yeah.
the
Now,
little
you
that
probably
you
might
can.
not have even gone to that school. You probably do not even come from that community. But it could be a corporate body. You know, it could be in good standing. You can offer some kind of help. We all know the situation of communities in northern areas in Ghana. They really need that support. But for me, I think the government should really be up and doing, because in a community where this is the only school, you just have to put it in good shape so that because if this school collapses, it means there's none other. You know, and we can't afford to let that happen.
The
so
distance
please.
is going to put people off from going to school. The cost involved in transporting them to school will put them off, so they won't come. And the current state of the only school in the community itself might be a turn off. So people won't go and learn.
So I mean,
and at the end of the day, the free senior high school, you know, how far?
It's the only school, so please, let's just keep things in shape, because it is that bad, you know, when you look at where meals are prepared. Meals are being prepared for the children to eat. I don't think that any of us would want to put ourselves through that.
Going to even pick up health challenges as well.
That's the issue.
You know, let's deal with it once and for all, and then we can rest and say, okay, we've done a yeoman's job. Now the children are in school and they can learn comfortably. And then we can boast at the end of the day when they come with the ace. You understand?
Yeah. Anyway, so we still have some more issues that we need to address this time around, something that brings us together as a people. You know, when we talk football, we don't know denominations, we don't know religious differences, we don't even know political differences. All we know is it must be a win, and it's all about the red, gold, and the green, and of course, the black star. Ladies and gentlemen, let's take a break. We'll be right back and we'll discuss sports.